Testing. Right. I guess I'll work. Oh nice, Chrome just lost all the damn tabs. Screw you, Chrome. I can't believe Chrome is still losing tabs. Jeez, man. How difficult can it be for a browser to just remember the damn tabs that were open? I mean, seriously? Is it flippin'? It cannot be like rocket science. Like, they've got, you know, 200 of the world's best top computer programmers on the problem trying to figure out how to get a browser to not lose the tabs you had open. But the latest Firefox seems to not be losing my tabs anymore, I must say. Firefox used to lose my tabs a lot, but the latest Firefox hasn't, touch wood, I hasn't yet lost my tabs, but Chrome just lost about a dozen tabs I had open on this VM. So obviously Chrome is still not. It's 2018, and like a browser can't remember the tabs you had open. I mean, there's something very wrong, very, very wrong in the software industry. There always has been. It's never been. I mean, yeah. but that is really I'm probably going to be getting dropped frames. Let me just, yeah, that should help as well. What is it now? I think we need a catchy title. Catchy title. Oh my. Okay. So what I want to do, I'm just building it here on the VM, and look, Visual Studio 2010 in a VM is faster in a VM than Visual Studio 2017 is on, you know, on the actual hardware. Control Tab, it's almost instant to Control Tab. Visual Studio 2017, just Control Tab, it's like, you wait. I can't navigate around my code like that. Because I can't sit and wait for Control Tab to respond. I want to see the other file. Like, if I'm working between two files, I want to quickly swap between them. Not slowly, you know, wait half an hour to swap between them. Yeah. So, but I'm busy updating Visual Studio to see if that might help. Titles. Right. Now what I want to do, yesterday I add all function to multi-doc stuff, and I want to add another function that does add all for all entries. See how quick that is? Control Shift F, boom. And this has nothing to do with Visual 2017. You press Control Shift F. That's instant. Visual Studio 2017, and that's in a VM on the same machine that the Visual Studio 2017 takes slow. Like, you wait about a second at least for this dialog to pop. And this is in a VM. Like, literally, it's a damn virtual machine. I should install it native and see Visual Studio 20. I should uninstall 2017 and just go back to 2010 because I cannot handle the slow speed of. If this update doesn't fix the speed problems, then I don't know what to do. Unfortunately, that means I can't use the new C++ 11, but I'd rather have a fast IDE and use an older version of C++ than have a slow IDE. Or I must get a different IDE and stop using Visual Studio. But that's difficult because our whole project and build environment and everything is centered, is in Windows. Is what else is there on Windows that I don't know, there may be products. Maybe I should go back to Visual Studio 6. That was the last good version of Visual Studio. If only that wasn't even a joke. Okay, I mean, if only that was a joke. But this is actually nice. Control-Shift F, and you actually get your find and replace dialog. So I was thinking maybe, well, my project is really complex and there's a lot of header files. No, it's instant. And this is Control-Shift F. Boom. It's not instant. It's almost instant. I thought it was just my imagination, but it's not my imagination. Visual Studio 2017 is crap. It's slow. It's really slow. They've somehow taken a slow, bloated beast and made it 10 times slower. They really don't know what they're doing there. I hope the update fixes something. Could be something wrong with the setup on my machine. Maybe my Windows is, I don't know. Like maybe if I wonder if you can install them side by side. That's a good question. That would be helpful. If I can install 2010 and 2017 side by side on the same machine, then I'll be happy. Although I might have some difficulty opening the project files, because the project files will be modified by one of them. Install Visual Studio 2010 and Visual Studio 2017 alongside one another. Or I must just work in a VM. Because damn, it's even in the VM it's fast. Because this is a very fast machine. This is a fast computer. There's no reason, even in the VM that feels fast enough to me. Compile times will be a bit slower. I can live with that, I guess. You can install all Visual Studio versions side by side. Microsoft recommends to install the old version first, before you install the later version. Oh, maybe that's the answer. But that means I can't use the C++ 11 stuff, which I want to use. Look. Or I can't live with the speed. I wanted to say, or I must live with the slow speed, but I can't. There's no way. I just can't live with the slow speed. Let's hope this update fixes something there with regards to the speed. 1934. To left 10N on Windows 7. I'd like to know. Damn, there's no log file. These are the crash reports. Our system sends crash reports, sends the log file and a little bit of other information. That's a very fresh crash. What's the time there? 2 o'clock. February 27. Oh, it's not that fresh. Oh no, that's the build date. That's the, this was last night. Most of those are mine there from testing. Alright, so I want to add in this VM, I want to add a new feature. This add lines thing. Multi-doc add lines. Eyes. Something in my eye. Oh, I want to see what the progress is on that update. Post a new idea. I've got an idea. Make the product fast. Suggestion. Maybe there's some specific setting. I don't know, maybe I must contact Microsoft support or something. Maybe they... Look. And you could say 1 second isn't slow. But every time it's how I get around the code all day long. Control Tab, Control Shift F, all these things are literally just how I get around the code very, very quickly. And all day long, like every single time. It's like... Imagine you're a chef, but every time you had to chop an onion or something, you had to wait 1 second before you could put the knife down. And then wait another second before you could bring the knife down. It's like that. So imagine you're a chef and you have to cut, everything you had to cut or slice, you had a 1 second wait. I mean, it's not gonna work. So let me, Visual Studio 2017 speed problems. Performance trace. Can we do performance trace? Oh, and I should check the CPU utilization. Like, okay, look, I'm not getting that 260 seconds, but yeah, no, look, this, I'm not having that kind of performance problem. Mine is more like anyway, let it finish updating, because maybe the update fixes something. and I'm just wasting time looking at this thing. So I'll let it update, and it can't be my machine. At least I know it's not my machine, because Visual Studio 2010 in the damn VM on the same hardware is like much faster. Control Tab, almost instant. Control Shift F, virtually instant. Okay, the F12 stuff is not working like a, but that's... Yeah, anyway, I'll just wait for it to finish updating and hope that... Let's see if that is... just going to slightly lower my bitrate, so we have a little bit more for the download. Very hard drop frames. I think I must finish this update and then carry on streaming, because I can't... I think I'm getting hard drop frames because of the upload. Anyway, whatever, let me just work. Program now, program, please. Okay, add all lines, tell term. So I want to do something that does basically like add all lines does. And I want to rename that, by the way, add all lines, because that create entry all lines. I think create entry all lines. Create entry. There should be a class, really. There's no excuse. Let's stop this nonsense of spans, of styles, and what am I doing? Span. Anyway, there we go. Just carry on. Span class equals, I don't know. Anyway, oh, I need to test this from the word dialog. Div to do language tool just from the word dialog. Yeah, that's stuff. Okay. So should we make it per document or for all documents you have open? I don't know, good question. I guess it should be both. All documents as well as this document only. I wonder if the triangle arrow should be a plus rather. Like to denote that it's damn, I can't properly test this. Oh, I can test it. Yeah, I can test it, yeah. getting hot, yeah. Okay, not sure where to add this. Maybe at the top or when you click on the file name, it should have a menu. Yeah, maybe right click on the file name instead of, yeah, let's do it like that. Because anyway, I want to do a right click. That list. Even incremental search just works better somehow. Like, and I use incremental search a lot to get around. Control I, you know. Anyway, let me stop talking about it. Right. I'm obsessed. Anyway. Right. what I should do is just make a separate vlog, I think. I should go make a vlog video about how crappy and slow Visual Studio 2017 is. get it all off my chest and publish the vlog video and then come back and just program. Okay, but yeah, let's hope the update fixes something. Otherwise I think what I'll do for now is just try and install the two alongside one another on the same machine. If the update doesn't work, and a few other things I want to try, like just free up a bit more hard disk space, but that's not the problem. Okay, new wxWidgets. I don't know if it's such a dream. Look, it's so beautiful to actually have that dialogue open, like instantly. I wonder how much time it spends. Send, receive. Yeah, it's downloading quite a bit. I should probably stop the stream, but anyway, let me just finish this one feature at least. So I want to add a right click on this list. So to the list we connect right click, context menu. Everybody knows what right click means. Context menu is a bit more correct. It sounds, I don't know, it sounds pompous somehow. Anyway, right click on this right click. Check on this. Okay, I don't think we need to specify that. That's the default. Let me just connect. Oh no, it's not. Default over list. Yeah, no. The thing, yes, yeah, sorry. We must specify this. It's otherwise the list will be the this, and that won't be right because I might have some that are wrong then. I might have some connects that are done wrong. I'm just thinking about it now. I've done connects where I didn't bother about the last parameter. I wonder if I've got bugs out there as a result. Like, no, they all seem to be. Let's just open tail corpus. They all seem to be done right. Connect. Alright, tail corpus is a different story. Oh, but this is also right because it's this connect instead of. This can be very tricky because, as we saw yesterday, if you get this slightly wrong, you can have subtle bugs that are really difficult to pick up, because things can appear to work. But silently things are not happening correctly behind the scenes. If this pointer is not pointing to this, that doesn't necessarily mean instant crash, you know what I mean? Only if you actually reference something, and even then it's not that straightforward. Anyway, they all look okay at a glance. So multi-doc manager, now we're going to add a new function on list right click to this. F12 is a bit slow on VS 2010, but it is in a VM as well. But it's always been slower. But I miss my big keyboard. I'm using the laptop keyboard, so I feel a bit slower. Okay, we've got a menu. On this menu we're gonna have a cancel button. And that's it. And one command. And one really dangerous command. Okay. Or two commands. Auto create, auto convert, auto grab, auto import. None of them sound right. Auto copy, auto import, auto grab, auto convert. Why did none of these options sound right? Auto create Get all entries from all documents. Shit. This should come with some sort of exclamation mark as a warning in the icon. Okay. So this is what we want to do. Frame bind helper test temp. But I don't think we want to use the frame. Maybe. Multi-doc. How to add all documents. How to add all from selected document. Wait, why use the frame binder? We already have a system for menus. The ugly hack thing. There's a variable called ugly. Then down to ugly test stuff. Push event handler. I don't see why we can't simplify this code. First of all, it doesn't need to be a pointer, and it doesn't need to be an ugly test. So we say event handler, push event handler, and at the end of this we pop the event handler. Yeah, and we just use this to Oh yes, we can use this commands thing. It's a bit of a schlep. But yeah, let's use this commands thing. See how that update's doing. This one doesn't need a parameter. This one maybe does. The parameter must say which document was clicked. Why is that squiggly? Hmm? You would think that you should just be able to assign a WX string to a W string. But it doesn't actually work, I'm not sure. It's a bit complicated though, there may be good reasons for it. It may be that it works on Windows but not on Mac. I can't remember. Or that it depends on, yeah. Or anyway, whatever. Get item. No. So that file name will be the parameter over there. I think that one should be first. Okay. That could just be the same command, I guess. And just check the parameter. Oh, probably doesn't matter. 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. Okay. These will be unbound because the event handler is now a throwaway event handler. So we don't need that global actually, because what we do need is params, gparam test. Laptop's warm. Doesn't help if things blocking the airflow. Not blocking, but yeah, not helping. Let's just move some things here. Okay, I will also be streaming. Text command submenu. F12 is slower than Visual Studio. F12 is slower in 2010 than in 2017. But that's not something I use as often. So, anyway, we've clicked on something really long. Create command submenu. Menu. I don't want a submenu. I guess it could be a submenu. That's not the idea. So instead of this callback story, what I want to do actually, test command event handler. Why do we need that? Can we replace it with that dummy thing that I was doing yesterday as a test? And then just pass through to the generic handler. Anyway. So I want to do something basically like this, but surely we've done something like this already by now. I'm finding it hard to believe that I haven't. So instead of doing that, we want to do this generically. Okay. For const iterator, blah 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 blah. You know what, I wonder if auto will already work here in VS 2010. That doesn't help me though, because this must build on the Mac. On the old Okay, menu dot. And then down to the bind. And now this thing we want to did anybody else hear that beep? It sounded like my CCTV alarm saying CCTV camera is off, or that there's something wrong with the CCTV system. But here in South Africa we live on edge. Every little noise, every tiny noise, you like. It's not a normal way of living. Shouldn't be anyway. I guess it was the norm for millions of years. You know, life on the, when they were evolving on the African plains or whatever. There were lions and other predators out there. But, I mean, I'm just checking my CCTV. This is now supposed to be civilization. Instead of lions, you have to worry about other people. And lions every now and then. Well, maybe not lions. We had some roaming leopards in the area. But around here, it depends where you live. There are lions in South Africa, but not generally like just in the wild. Not in this part of South Africa. There are leopards. There's leopards in the mountains behind me, but okay, boost bind. So I want to not use the boost stuff. I just want to say event handler connect, and I want to connect to that dummy thing. So I want to create, and the dummy then passes it through to the generic handler. I don't even know if this all makes sense. Why not just use no, but I'm overthinking this. Let's just do it. Dummy. Dummy is already an event handler. So why not just create an instance a dummy instead of an instance of a, and then we got dummy on command generic helper, but we don't create a global one in this case. Dummy. That's not a dummy, it's the event handler. It's event handler pass through. DJ event handler. No. TC event handler. Right. So then instead of wx event handler, yeah, we create TC event handler and we say we do something like this. And we don't need to unbind it because the object will go out of scope. So we connect piece ID, menu selected, TC event handler. Shouldn't we just do event handler.connect? I don't know. I don't think so. That's what I tried yesterday and it didn't work. I had to use... Oh, but this is a menu. It's a bit different. It might actually work. Anyway. Let's try it. Up menu. The global one, you may need a global one for things that persist. Like you create dialogue that sits open for hours while you do other work. Ow, yo, man. Let's check on that update. Still going. This is either gonna crash or it's gonna work. How are we gonna check if it works? We need to add handlers for these. For these two things in the multi-doc. In the MDM command handler. Message box. The venerable message box. Okay. See message box. I wanted to change something in this message box. What was it? I was last night in bed. I was like, and then I forgot. Like in the morning, I was like, what did I want to change? I can't remember. Now I remember. I wanted to change something in this message box, but I can't remember what it was. I wanted it to check. Oh, for some reason I wanted this to check. If not, the main thread. We're only allowed to do UE stuff in the main thread. For some reason I suddenly felt like it's a good idea. I think you should only, even now and then it might seem to work, but you should stick to only doing your UE stuff in your main thread in Windows as a general rule. If you have a multi-threaded application. Syntax error identify list event. I think the reason is because we probably need to include. Damn it, man. Can't we somehow make this dynamic as well? Unlist right click. Can't we do some generic thing? Not really. What we could do is make like a intermediary class that grabs the events. And we split the functionality, the control logic of the dialog from the core wx parts of it, but I think that's overkill. Let me just do this. I don't want to add, I'm hesitant to add headers to, you see now, what did I want? This is what I don't want. I don't want this. Because one of the things that affects compile speed on a big complex C++ application is, oh wait, what's happening to my webcam? I'm getting green dots all over the place. That's chroma key stuff. Let me just check what's going on with this webcam. I'm getting dots all over my face. C525 properties. I think I might have been playing with a chroma key setting. Can't remember we do that. Filters or something. What? You see the green dots? I hope the camera is not getting faulty. Or could it be a monitor issue? It's fine now. Plot thickens. It only does it on the other display. And I see other aberrations on the display. Could be an issue with this display. I hope it's not the monitor that's faulty. At least it's not the webcam. Mind you, monitor's more expensive than a webcam. It's running on this DVI cable, HDMI DVI. Right, it compiles. Let's see what happens if we get our message box. Okay, yay. Right click does nothing. Okay, select file. Add a TMX and right click. Yay, it worked. But it also crashed. So it didn't quite work right. It almost worked, but it crashed. Okay, we're going to build in debug mode. I haven't built in debug mode yet on this system, or have I? I don't know. Let's check how that update's doing. Do I hear music? If we go in full screen mode, maybe we can almost forget that we're even in a VM. Unfortunately, it won't perform as fast, but it's still pretty decent compile speed. Although not compared to the main machine. I'm just looking at through the window at my very dry garden. So I think I should just point where the webcam instead of the fish tank, with the goldfish. I raised when is it? October, November, December, January, February. I don't want these fish anymore. I want to get rid of them. Yeah. Anyway, this is not how to look after fish. Right. Okay, I'm just killing time because I'm waiting for the damn program to build. Properties. Oh, what then? Visual Studio debugging path. Debug. I'm not sure about the path. I just made that up. I mean, I didn't make it up. I'm guessing a little bit there. Guessing. It's the right word. Hey, this update is nearly finished by the looks of it. Oops. Oh, phew. Thank you. Third party HTML5. It's really silly that that message box function of mine adds the word info to an info. Oh no, wait, that's only used for the fallback message. That's fine. Okay, well there we go. We're running in debug mode. So Scalar deleting destructor, where? Tron next event handler. Hop event handler. Oh wait, yeah, it's not supposed to delete that. That parameter means that parameter true says delete the damn thing. No. Yeah, delete handler should be false because it's on the stack. So what's happening is it crashed because wx pop event handler is trying to delete the stack object because I told it to. It's not its fault. And obviously you can't delete a stack object because it's not on the heap. As everybody knows, I'm sure. Oh well, that's all, really. I thought it was going to be something big and scary, but we're doing something I'm not supposed to do, by the way. I'm being a bit naughty. I'm doing destabilizing development work on the official build VM right now because I just needed something to work in while Visual Studio is updating. But I'm making an exception because I know what I'm doing. I'm making a very small change, very small and contained change. It's basically just a small extension to what I did yesterday. That I know already works because I did a build test on and everything on it. So the worst case scenario, I can just undo whatever I do if it really causes problems. Okay, what to add. That is really cool, actually. Now I need to clean up that code and make some helper wrappers. I guess I'll need to close a few things maybe. For I don't know if I'll need to close things. So now instead of a message box, okay. I think those logs are probably a good idea for now, especially in the beginning when this functionality is a bit new. That's when you're most likely to get problems reported. Excuse me. Just excuse me. Right. I've only had a few hours of sleep. Okay. So this now, I basically just want to pass through to some more other helpers, but I'm not sure who or where. Not the dialogue. Why not the dialogue? Who did the add all? That's the question. Who does the this? It's just a global function which gets called by the panel. Oh, but it calls this add all lines. As you see, the lines already exist because we clicked show lines. So this is slightly different. So we'll need to do add all lines, but one by one. And we should be in release mode, we should be in TL term mode. Because this is currently only properly supported in TL term. Okay, it claims to be updated. Hooray. But I probably want to restart the machine just to test properly. I don't trust Visual Studio updated and Windows doesn't need to restart. I don't trust that. Impossible. That's the update I just installed. Oh, okay, yeah, now disappeared. Can I tell it to check for updates? What about 15.5.7? I bet it's not going to be any faster and I'm going to be annoyed and angry and frustrated. I think the only thing I must do is put Visual Studio 2010 on the machine in parallel. So that's the only thing that's going to work. I'm going to delete all the temporary files as well and have it recreate them. Like all those other files. Just in case that helps. Like program database, yeah, and a bunch of other things. Look at this, 5 gig. Holy moly, what the hell? This RPCH stuff. Bigger mild headers. 5 gig. I wonder if it's got something to do with the speed. You know what I should do? I should try, see if it's slow on a tiny project like Dave Newcomb. that might give a clue. If it's still slow on like a tiny project, then the product is broken. If but if it's fast on Dave Newcomb but slow on T-Lux, then it might be just some project something. Okay, so I'm going to delete this cached folder, this huge folder of the only other thing I can think to make it faster is to run off a DOM disk at this point, but that's not going to help, because this kind of speed issue is normally due to, anyway, you can delete that and that and that and that, delete the release folder, debug folder, okay. Maximize your productivity with Visual Studio, it said there in the start page, as if to rub salt in the wounds. No, I know, it's incredibly slow. It's not maximizing my productivity at all. It's slowing me down all day long. Maximize your productivity. Get out of here, man, honestly. How dare they even say that? Okay. I'm sitting here struggling with how slow everything is in Visual Studio, and then they show this message. Maximize your productivity with Visual Studio. No. Right, so what we're doing is we basically want to do add all lines, but for all entries, okay? Now this is a little tricky-ish, and it depends on if you're dealing with a TMX. I think I'm going to want to finish this. Yeah. I basically want to commit what I've done so far. To param test params.clear. I really wonder if that we should even have that logo. We should just register. Why not even put it in this thing? In the TC event handler. No, that's what we don't want. We want this to be generic. But we could put it in something. That is an idea though. Anyway. Be better than the global. Oh yes, I want to, I want to also try to do something about that. For speed reasons, I don't want to include big headers in a header. Because this multi-log manager, I want small and tight. A small and tight header that I can include all over the place. So I don't want to just be slowing things down compile-wise. But now I have to include the whole, a wxList controller is going to include thousands of files for wx. So now that's what I was trying to avoid there. But I can refactor this maybe to not have that. Start adding or to add all. Not okay. I'm going to finish that on the other machine. I'm going to end the stream. Editor, I'll be back.